My name is Jethro Green, Chief Coordinator for the Caribbean Farmers Network, and also the coordinator for the Eastern Caribbean Agriculture Development Organization, which is based in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The Caribbean Farmers Network is a network of farmers organizations in 13 Caribbean countries, covering 500,000 farmers and some over 30 organizations. My involvement in the agriculture sector is in the promotion of the rights of farmers to ensure that they get own more of the value chain, if not all of it. Undisputedly, in order for us to take agriculture forward, farming must be seen as a viable business, profitable business that can be passed on to the younger generation. And for us to do that, we need to bring in the element of business management and entrepreneurship into agriculture. That is the role of the Farmers Network. My involvement with the publication is that anything to do with the promotion of agriculture, because agriculture has been poorly promoted in the press and media, except for the negative things like marijuana, drug bust, etc. But the main component of agriculture and the importance of food and food security to the survival of our region has not been promoted properly. And this book tends to lead a way in that direction, and hopefully we can build on this kind of publication to a similar publication like that, so that we could point the way forward to our policymakers and to the public, sensitizing the public and everyone, consumers and everyone, about the importance of farmers, the importance of food, the importance of agriculture to the region. Agriculture has been put on the back burner for many years by our policymakers in favor of services, not realizing that a large percentage of the dollar, the tourist dollar, goes back out to feed the tourists because they have to import the food. A large percentage of our food community and our merchants and our supermarket chain have preferred the idea of importing food, so-called cheap food, at the expense of the economic development and the survival of the agriculture sector. Hopefully, we are seeing a change. Hopefully, we are seeing people moving to the center where they are now supporting agriculture. This must be strengthened, this must be built on, and we must continue this process in order to ensure that we have a sustainable agriculture system based for our own food security.
My name is Marian Hart. I'm a food development officer with the BADMC in Barbados. That is the Barbados Agricultural Development and Marketing Corporation. My role at present is to develop new and innovative ways of using the foods that we have available, and I do that so well. I enjoy going to the schools and other entities, government or otherwise, to share my experience with people of all classes, color, age group, and otherwise. I enjoy my work. I discover my talents from the age of 4. I like what I do. I enjoy it to the fullest. I started my business, which is Seven Hearts Multipurpose Food Service, about 30 odd years ago, and this was due to, I would say, the poverty state I was living in at some time. It forced me to use a lot more of my skills and to use it essentially. Today we have challenges as there were before, and there are a lot of challenges that are affecting the agri-processing industry in the Caribbean, and more so I can speak fluently about what is happening in Barbados. But because of the change in lifestyle, we are faced with some challenges such as the importation of foods, and we call it cheap foods. The lifestyle, people are eating more fast foods, thus they are pressuring or refusing to eat the foods that we have and that are available in the Caribbean, and I call them hands-on food. And in Barbados, you know, we have lots of breadfruit. We have a lot of fruits that go to waste. Now, when we look at the type of advertisement that we get from, you know, the business places, younger people especially believe that that is the way for us to live. And people eat by choice. People also eat by what they see and what they hear, I think that is an inspiration to them. Another lack that we have is because of, I don't know if it's the funding or what, but I don't think we do enough promotion. And as I said, people do what they see and also do what they thought. We have other problems facing the agribusiness in the Caribbean with predial larceny, and so that slows down the amount and supply that we would actually get for processing. So sometimes when there's a good crop, you find that you're dependent on that crop, then it goes all to the thieves. And those are some of the problems that we face. The seasonality of food can also be a problem because there are always gluts and scarcity. And if one is to be successful, we have to do a lot of storage of food, of raw material. Then we have the improper use of the land, where sometimes the land is not available. Sometimes we have the fruits that are not reaped or not reaped at time. And the challenges go on and on. Sometimes we have, water problems, where in the real dry season, most of the water is pumped to the hotels, and there's not enough water for the agricultural sector. So again, we might get improper or some of the characteristics in the food that we look forward to, they are not up to scratch. So there are the problems that go on and on. But apart from all of that, there's still enough food that we can process if we do it right. In the Caribbean, as I spoke earlier about the spoilage of food, the spoilage of fruit, because sometimes we don't have the right facility for processing. Space is one of the problems that we have. We also have some funding. Things are very expensive, and sometimes, as I say, it's always good to do bulk buying. And one of the things too that I want to talk a lot about is training and sharing information. That can be helpful. But there are good points to agro-processing, and if you have a very good product, there's a premium quality, and you have it all packaged conveniently, and it is something that the market demands, then I think that you're in for business. I have a small but thriving business, and the name of my business is 7 Hearts Multi-Purpose Food Service. That is so because all 7 of my children are involved. This business has been functional, and it has been profitable in the sense that I create and I thread where wise men fail. And I have about 35 to 40 different products that is created by myself. And people who know of 7 Hearts, when there's anything that they want that no person else can do, they come to 7 Hearts. My jams, jellies, chutneys, flowers, sweets and treats, especially traditional sweets, drinks, nectars, cheeses, leathers, all those things are done by the 7 Hearts small business. And I don't have a lot of negatives. I try to focus on the positives. My business have been the source of my financial status, in that my children have been benefited far and well from the business, in that whatever remittance we get from the business, I was able to educate my children very well. and I think they're happy for it. I'm getting down now, and I'm willing to pass the baton on to my children because they're well trained. Today, at the launching of this book in Trinidad, it was held at a restaurant, Vinnie Manjai, if I think I have the right name, and it was a gallant effort by Miss Diane Francis and other players. It was very important to me to see that all the stakeholders on board had something positive to say. And I think we should have more of these programs and more launches and more promotion, more exposure when we have things like this going on in the Caribbean, that people can see that there's a positive side to agriculture, agribusiness, and also processing. I'm happy to be a part of this launch, and I'm looking forward for other good things coming out of the agriculture sector. One of the things that I would be happy to see, as I mentioned, some implementations, and I don't want to hear them next year or 10 years from now, but one of the things that I would like to see start happening more is the inclusion of a lot of research and development and a lot more youth in the mainstream of agriculture. If we are talking about going forward, we need to involve the youth. We need to get the word around, and we need to have a more mechanized system so that it would not deter the people who have the urge to come on stream. And we can only do that by adding a lot more training and a lot more encouragement to the would-be persons in the future.